Happy birthday, happy birthday. Stop it. Hello, welcome back to the River Severn, beautiful Ironbridge, and another edition, another enthralling edition, some might say exciting edition of the Blackford Book Club. And I'm still here, reading extracts from my self-published book, Ashes to Ashes, watching England through the night 2021 to 2023. We're on to New Zealand, to Mount Maunganui in beautiful New Zealand on the other side of the world. And it was my birthday. England take charge in Mount Maunganui. England 325 for 9 declared, New Zealand 37 for 3, trailing by 288 runs. Being a February baby doesn't tend to afford you that rarest of luxuries of watching Test match cricket on your birthday. Cricket may be a year-round tussle of leather on willow these days, but I'm sure the grand old game has been played on my birthday many times, but I can't ever recall watching it on the celebratory day itself, and certainly not with England involved. Last night, or strictly speaking, a cold and dark very early morning, I became 51 not out in the game of life while commencing the celebrations early with tea, chocolate biscuits, and Test match cricket from the cloudy sunshine of Mount Maunganui on the North Island of New Zealand, 11,000 miles away. Tea and chocolate biscuits at 1 AM on a Thursday morning in the middle of a February English winter, and why not? It was my birthday after all. I watched the opening session of play as well as catching the final hour's play live after a few birthday hours sleep. I left England in a commanding position at the lunch break and rejoined them as they cemented another of those incredible days of Test match cricket, as early morning was breaking here in England and darkness had fallen on the other side of the world. Playing under the evening lights of a pink ball day-night Test match, England made the very best of the slow, placid afternoon conditions before striking, and striking hard under the Bay Oval's floodlights at the end of the day's play. Yet again under the stewardship of coach Brendan McCullum, a New Zealand-born Kiwi, and his captain, New Zealand-born but English-raised Ben Stokes, Bazball was again in stupendous evidence. So called for the affectionate nickname of Brendan Baz McCullum and the attacking tactics he and skipper Stokes will live and cricketing die by. Attack is the order of the day, dominate the opposition, take control of the game and force a positive result. 9 wins from 10 is some start to their revolution, as well as an incredible statement put before any opposition. And whilst I'm excitedly getting ahead of myself, this summer's Ashes duel with New Zealand's neighbours Australia is already bubbling over with potential for a humdinger of a series. Whilst England reached the lunch break on 134 for 2, Pope 30 not out and Root 9 not out, the first session brickbats and plaudits fall to their opening batsmen Zach Crawley and Ben Duckett. 25-year-old Crawley received a cricketing life not once but twice, and in only 7 balls faced has firstly edged a tough chance to Michael Bracewell at third slip, which the Kiwi all-rounder spilled before he was comprehensively clean bowled by a jaffer of a delivery from Neil Wagner. The veteran's no ball was symptomatic of his erratic first session, but Crawley would last just 7 more deliveries before edging a simpler chance through to Bracewell, this time from the bowling of Tim Southey, and this time his game was up. Duckett meanwhile had simply continued on from his run-scoring tour of Pakistan as he raced to a 54-minute half-century from just 36 balls received, scoring 10 boundary fours in the process. His blistering progress continued after the first hour's drinks break as he added 4 more boundary fours on his way to a supremely well-played 84 before his only loose shot of the session gifted another catch to Bracewell and a first Test match wicket on debut to 29-year-old Blair Tickner. 134 for 2 at lunch, England were in a prime position to continue attacking at the resumption of play, which they duly did. Adding almost a further 200 runs, the all-out attack was typified throughout the innings by the loose shots and dismissals of Ollie Pope and the somewhat reckless shots and low scores from ex-captain Joe Root and current skipper Ben Stokes. But with his batting partners losing their heads and wickets all around him, Harry Brook, like Ben Duckett, simply picked up from where he left off the Pakistan tour with 15 boundary fours and 1 almighty boundary 6 in his 89 runs from just 81 balls received. declaring on 325 for 9 with an hour and a half of the day to play, and crucially under the floodlights. This England team have a happy knack and happy winning habit of putting the opposition under the severest of pressure, and cometh the hour, cometh veteran 40-year-old record-breaking bowler James Jimmy Anderson. New Zealand struggled to inch their way to 37 for 3 at overnight stumps and remain immensely indebted to 31-year-old South African-born Devon Conway, who scratched his way to 17 not out at the end of the day's play. His will be a valued wicket come the first session tomorrow, as too will be the dismissal of night watchman bowler come protected batsman Neil Wagner. His eventual demise will lead to the heart of the New Zealand batting order and the prized scalp of Daryl Mitchell, who was outstanding in defeat during the last English summer. 2 early wickets will see the likes of Anderson, Stuart Broad and the much maligned, by me, Ollie Robinson, bowling at a makeshift lower order batting order containing newly appointed captain Tim Southey, as well as the 2 debutants who bowled so well under pressure today, Blair Tickner and Scott Kugelheim. Pleasingly, as I sign off to blow out the numerous candles atop my birthday cake before visiting the cinema with my beautiful son, the first session tomorrow is so vital as to the probable outcome of this test match. I can only foresee the wicket playing exactly as it did today, lively and difficult to play on in the first hour, a featherbed to score runs on in the afternoon session, before the floodlights take effect in a final session that will again offer far more hope to bowlers than batsmen. See Ben Duckett and Harry Brook for evidence of the former, and the oldest and best swinger and seamer in town, Jimmy Anderson, for the latter. His first dismissal today was a cricketing peach, trapping the dangerous Kane Williamson on his crease and LBW, before undoing and undressing Henry Nicholls with a cricketing jaffer that pitched just outside his leg stump, jagged away to catch his outside edge as he defended his middle and off stumps, and Zach Crawley did the honours in the slips with a straightforward catch. Test match cricket on my birthday? What a rare pleasure. Ashes to ashes, watching England through the night 2021 to 2023. It's a book I'm immensely proud of, as I've said a million times before. But I'm immensely proud of it. There'll be links below as to how you can buy said book, and also ways and means of supporting me to poke the eye of those dastardly traditional publishers who refuse to read my manuscript. But here I am, in beautiful Ironbridge, the bells of St Luke's Church, a chiming 11 AM on a cold, little bit damp morning here on the banks of the River Severn in Middle England, and I am so pleased that you're watching this madness beside the river, and I leave you as always in peace and in solidarity, and thank you so much for watching. Peace everyone.